Good morning, Morai V'Rabotai. Mincha today is going to be 5 o'clock. Please be on time. 5 o'clock is going to be Mincha. The learning is Leilui Nishmat Shlomo Ben Yafa, sponsored by Yoav Matayev. Further sponsorships, please contact Rabbi Babayev. The Mishnah Berurah discusses a case that was common in his time and can also be relevant in our time. The situation was as follows. They had these big barrels, and they would move them from place to place sometimes to use them as stands. And they would have like slats, like table slats, and they would put the tables on top of the barrel, and that's how the table would stand up, because it didn't have legs. And they would basically take wooden boards, and they were able to put it onto the barrel and make a table. And Mishnah Berurah talks about making that on Shabbat, and he says one has to be careful. Now, the Mishnah Berurah's shita, his position is that if you make a roof and walls, even if you're not intending for the airspace, but you made both a roof and walls, you're in violation of making a tent on Shabbat. So says the Mishnah Berurah, if I take this barrel and I move it from point A to point B, and then I cover it, I did two things. I made walls. By moving the barrel, I made walls, and I also covered it. If I cover it in its place, that's a different story. But if I moved the barrel, so I essentially made walls, and I also made a ceiling and a roof for it. And therefore he holds that would be asur, and he says one has to be careful to flip over the barrel so that the opening is actually on the bottom. And then when you put on the wooden slat, you're not really making a tent because the bottom of the barrel is already on top and is already there. So that's how he says to overcome this problem of making a tent. However, Chacham Ovadia writes that the moving of the barrel, he disagrees with the Mishnah Berurah on this point. So this is going to be a difference between Sfaradim and Ashkenazim. The Chacham Ovadia says the moving of the barrel is not equivalent to making walls. And therefore, just placing a roof when I'm not intending for what's inside, but I'm intending for what's on top, would be permitted. Now, Chacham Ovadia seems to have agreed that if he would have made actual walls and an actual top, that would be different. But because the walls were pre-made, it's a barrel, it's already pre-made, all I'm doing is putting a top on it. I don't actually have to flip the barrel over in order for it to be mutar to do on Shabbat. Baruch Adonai le'olam. Amen ve'amen.